वेलकम टू गेट आर्किफाई। आज हम बात करेंगे CPM एंड PERT के बारे में। CPM एंड PERT इज़ बेसिकली प्रोजेक्ट मैनेजमेंट टेक्निक जो कॉम्प्लेक्स प्रोजेक्ट्स को प्लान, शेड्यूल एंड कंट्रोल करने के लिए है। नाउ द फुल फॉर्म ऑफ CPM इज़ क्रिटिकल पाथ मेथड and full form of PERT is program evaluation and review technique. PERT is based on probabilistic approach. It is event oriented. Cost is directly proportional to time, and the examples are research work, launching and space aircraft controls, etc. And CPM is of repetitive nature, and the example of it is our construction work and maintenance work, etc. And now we'll understand the basic difference between CPM and PERT by one example. Suppose you don't know how to make a tea, so first you start with a basic water, tea, sugar and milk. So in first try you may or may not get a perfect tea. Now the entire time of this making tea is based on PERT model, and once you get the perfect mixture of tea, sugar, milk and water, then it will be considered in CPM model. Construction, there are so many activities interconnected, so you have to be dependent on three type of time, that is optimistic time, pessimistic time and most likely time. These three times is used to get the estimated time in PERT techniques, and most of the sums for the exams will be based on these times only. So next thing is PERT is based on timing of the projects. It has nothing to do with cost of the project, and CPM method is based on cost of the project. It has nothing to do with the time, because time is already defined in CPM techniques. Now there are three type of time. First one is optimistic time. We'll denote it as a T0. Pessimistic time, we'll denote it as TP, and last one is most likely time. That is TM. Now what is optimistic time? Optimistic time is the minimum time in ideal condition. Most likely time is maximum time. Pessimistic time is maximum time in worst condition, and most likely time is time required under normal condition. And T0 will be less than most likely time, and TP it will be greater than two of the times. Now in PERT techniques, each time is assumed to follow the beta distribution curve. Now what is beta distribution curve? That is, if this is probability and this is a time assumed. So as we have discussed, this is optimistic time, this is pessimistic time. So we'll get this kind of curve, this is and this is most likely time. To get the estimated time, the formula is T0 plus 4 Tm plus Tp by 6, and this is Tp minus T0 by 6. More the range between these two, the more the more the project will be uncertain. That means Tp minus T0, more the gap, more the uncertainty. Okay, so next we'll get is variance that we will denote as sigma square, and that is Tp minus T0 by 6 whole square. We can find the deviation of each activities. So suppose this activity is given to us. Standard deviation of A is asked, then we can sigma all will be sigma A square plus sigma B square plus sigma C square plus sigma D square plus sigma E square plus sigma F square, and in this is all in under root. Okay. To draw the project network diagram, you have to keep in mind a few things, and that are, this we will denote the event 1, and this in this we will denote event 2. To get to get the event 2 done, we have to perform activity A for 2 days. So always show here activity. This is duration of project. This is start of the project, and this is end of the project, that is 2. And if you want to find a critical path, you have to calculate the starting to end. You have to calculate the addition of starting to end. So suppose this 1 2 4 6, this is way 1, and 1 3 5 6, that is way 2. In 1 2 4 6, we'll get the duration of project is 2 plus 4 plus 4, that is 10 days. And in way 2 we'll get 5 plus 6 plus 8, which is 19 days. Okay, so this will be considered as critical path, which is longest path to critical path is the time wise longest path. And in exam or in this subject, there are two types of diagram. First one is activity on arrow, and activity on node. And in second type of diagram, the activities itself are denoted in uh, the node, okay. And we will prefer activity on arrow method. Uh, if this is event 1, to get the event 2, there is three type of time. Number 1 is earliest start time, latest start time, and further is earliest finish time and latest finish time. Earliest start time is earliest at which an activity can be started. Uh, latest start time is latest possible time at which an activity can start without delaying a complete project. Latest start time is earliest finish time is earliest at which an activity can be completed, and latest finish time is latest time which by which an activity can be completed without delaying the complete project. And this we will this all four type of time is calculated for activity A. We will understand this by an example. To fill up the EST LST, there are two type of calculation. Number one is backward pass calculation and forward pass calculation. To fill up the EST and EFT, the activity will start at 0 days, and early start time for A is 0, and early finish time for A is 0 plus 4, that is 4 days. Now in forward pass calculation method, we'll fill EST and EFT only by adding the duration of each activity in EST. So for activity B, the EST will be 4 days, and EFT for B is 4 plus 3, that is 7 days, and for activity C, EFT will be 4 plus 6, that is 10 days. For activity D, the EST will be 7 days and EFT will be 7 plus 4, that is 11 days. Now there are two activities for completing. Now there are two activities for event 5. In this forward pass calculation method, the big number will be there to fill the EFT, means 7 plus 4, and here is EST plus duration, that is 10 plus 10. So we'll here 10 plus 10 is 20 and 7 plus 4 is 11. So here we will choose 20, which is big number. In forward pass calculation method, to fill up the EFT, then 20 plus 5, that is 25. 25 days will be required to complete the entire project. Now to fill up the LST and LFT, we'll use backward pass calculation method, and in that we'll start from the last activity, that here that is event 6, that will be completed in latest finish time will be 25. Latest start time for activity F is 25 minus 5, that is 20 days, 20. Now in backward pass calculation method, LST for activity E will be 20 minus 10, that is 10, and LST for activity D, that is 20 minus 4, that is 16. Now for event 2, activity B and C both must be completed. So here in backward pass calculation method, we will consider small number. Here is 16 minus 3, that is 13, and here we will get 10 minus 6, 10 minus 6, that is 4. So here we will get a small number, and here a small number is 4, and 4 minus duration for activity A, latest start time is 0 days. So again we'll see forward pass calculation method. To fill up the EST and EFT, you have to add the duration to get the EFT, and where two activities are merged, select the big number. And for backward pass calculation method, when two activities are merged for one event, you have to choose the small number to fill the LST. There are concept of float. There is float is basically a relaxation time for an activity or for an entire project that we have that will measure in total float, free float, independent float, and interfering float. There are formulas for finding this total float and free float. Activity A, which takes duration of 3 days, and this is EST LST. Will write that EST latest start time, earliest finish time, and latest finish time. Okay, we'll understand this by one formula, and that is total float time that is a total float and free float. Total float for activity A will be LFT minus EFT, or LFT minus EST minus duration. So we'll understand by the formula LFT minus EFT, right? Or you have to remember formula number 2, which we will derive now, that is keep this LFT as it is. And what is EFT? EFT is basically EST plus this duration, which we have got in forward pass calculation method, that is EST plus duration is equal to EFT. So EFT is equal to EST plus duration. So what we will get is LFT minus EST minus D. So this is LFT and this is EST, minus duration. Then free float is EFT minus EST minus duration, right? So you have to remember this. Okay. So now remember this diagram to memorize the total float and free float. That is, this is EST, LST, EFT, and this is LFT, and in between there is duration. Now to calculate the total float, remember this is a total float, and to calculate a free float, remember this is a free float. This is formula for independent float, that is EFT minus LST minus duration, and interfering float is total float minus free float. Must be knowing about how to draw the diagram from the table. So if this A is current activity, then the activity next to A is succeeding activity, and activity that happened before A is preceding activity. So you will get the idea of how to draw the diagram from these basic words. Now we'll understand by one diagram that how to derive EST, EFT, LST and LFT from the optimistic, most likely and pessimistic time. So here obviously TP will be more and T0 will be least in this duration. And to get the estimated time, which is TE, the formula is 4 times Tm plus Tp plus T0 by 6, and by this we will get the estimated time of each activities. TE, we'll apply this formula 4 times Tm plus Tp plus T0 by 6. We'll get the estimated time as 12, 16, 6, 13, 5 and 4. Now this TE is also we can consider is at it as duration, and EST, EFT, LST and LFT. Now in this the earliest start time for event 1, 2, 3 is 0 days. Earliest finish time is 0 plus 12, that is 12 days, because it takes 12 days to finish the event 1, 3, that is 12 days. Latest time start time is also 0 days. Latest finish is 12 days also. For event 3, 5, that is this, the latest start time for 3, 5 will be 12 days, because after activity 1, 3 the event 3, 5 will get started. So earliest start time for 3/5 will be 12 days. Earliest finish time will be 12 plus 16, that is 28 days. Latest start time for 3/5 will be also 12 days, and latest finish time will be 12 plus duration, that is 28 days. Now the activity 1 2, latest start time will be 0 days, latest earliest start time will be 0 days, earliest finish time will be 0 plus 6, that is 6 days. Now LST of activity 1 2 will be 5 days, and if we add the duration we will get LST plus 6 days, that is 11 days. For activity 2 4, this is activity 2 4, the latest start time will be 6 days because the earliest finish time is of 6 days. So earliest start time for 2 4 will become 6 days. 6 plus 13, that is 90 days, that is earliest finish time. And latest start time for activity 2 4 will be 11 days because latest finish time for this is 11 days. So latest start for next activity will be equal to latest finish time for of preceding activity, and 11 plus 13 is equal to 24 that is LFT. Now for activity 3 4, the earliest start time is 12 days, that is earliest finish time of activity 1 2, activity 1 3, and earliest start time is 12 days for 3 4, and by addition of this 12 plus 5 we'll get 17 as earliest finish time. Latest start time is 90 days for activity 3 4, which is 19 days of 2 4, which is earliest finish time of 2 4 will become earliest latest start time for 3 4, and by adding the 19 plus 5 we'll get 24 as LFT. Now for next activity 4 5, the earliest start time will be 19, that is earliest finish time of 2 4, and for 5 the earliest start time will be 19 days, that is here. The earliest finish time will be 90 days, the earliest start time will be 19 days. By addition of duration here we will get 23. Now latest start time will be 24 days because we will calculating for this, and the maximum value we are getting from these two will be is 24, which is of LFT of activity 2 4, that is 24. And by adding the duration of 24 plus 4 we will get 28. Now to calculate the total float, for total float is equal to LFT minus EST, that is LFT minus EST. Here it will be 12 LFT minus EST minus duration, here it is estimated time. So we will get 12 minus 0 minus 12. This is total float, we will denote it as TF. 12 minus 0 minus 12, that is 0. 28 minus 12 minus 16, that is again 0. 11 minus 0 minus 6, that is 5. 24 minus 6 minus 13, which is 5. 24 minus 12, 12 minus 5, that is 7. 28 minus 19 minus 4, that is 5. This is total float of each activity. Now we'll get a standard deviation, that is standard deviation, that is Tp minus T0 by 6, and that is 21 minus 3 by 6, that is 18 by 6, that is 3. And by applying a formula in each event, we will get the standard deviation of 3, 4, 2, 2, 1, 1, and the variance this and the variance the formula of variance is sigma square, that is Tp minus T0 by 6 whole square, and that is 9, 16, 4, 4, 1, 1. Thank you for watching this video.